I would like to play a game.
I want to play a game.
No, not that game. The game of life.
You can be a winner at the game of life. If you will, I'm on my way. Make your choice, direct my pick. You may go far. I fixed my car. Go to college. Be a movie star.
Well, not that one either. Believe it or not, whether you realize it or not, you're already playing a game. You didn't get to skip the tutorial, and no one gave you a manual. But every day, your choices, habits, and values are aligning with a particular set of goals within a game loop. Some people are trying to survive. Some people are trying to get rich. And some are trying to transcend the whole thing. And here's the weird part. Each of these games has a different rule book, a different scoreboard, and a completely different end game. What game are you collapsing into reality? In the last video, we explored the double slit experiment, how your observation can literally shape the outcome of a quantum system. That means the world isn't just happening to you, you're participating in what becomes real. So I've been asking myself, if our thoughts and focus shape reality, then what am I shaping mine into? Is it health? Is it wealth? Or is it something else entirely? That's where this video started, with the idea that maybe life isn't just one game. It's three, and you have to pick one. Welcome back to Thinking and Being. If you like what you see today, please be sure to like and subscribe, as this will enable you to see more content just like this. Also, it's my pledge to you that I'm going to make each successive video 1% better. As I learn various skills such as better use of equipment, better equipment itself, better editing, better B-roll and graphics. Thanks for bearing with me as I try to improve. Today, I want to talk about the game of life and what it means for you. Which is the right game to play, and what is the best way to play a given game. This is the second video in a series on physics and consciousness, so I'm excited about these next few videos. So why this particular topic? I've been thinking a lot lately about why we're here, not just in the universe, but here on Earth, in these specific lives. That might sound heavy, but when you zoom out, beyond the stress, the errands, and the job titles, you realize something. We're all playing a game. We're not just existing, we're aiming at something. We're trying to win something. But what exactly? This video started as a thought experiment. If life is really a game, what are the options on the menu? What are the goals, the rules, the traps? So the first main idea I want to talk about is, what do I mean when I say the game of life? In the last video, we talked about the double slit experiment, how observation doesn't just reveal reality, it collapses it into being. That wasn't just a physics trick, it was a clue. If your consciousness plays a role in what becomes real, then every day, consciously or not, you're choosing what kind of world to create. So that got me thinking, if I'm shaping reality with my thoughts, feelings, and attention, what kind of game am I working within? And is this a simulation? Talking more about physics, the double slit experiment doesn't just mess with matter, it messes with time, information, and causality. It suggests that reality isn't fully real until something observes it. That's not just weird, it's video game logic, where parts of the map don't render until you look at them or get close to them, where possibilities collapse into action only when required, when sometimes you find a hole in the map and get to some place where you're not supposed to be. So if the universe behaves like a simulation, then maybe the real game isn't out there at all. Maybe it's how you play inside the system. So here's what I would like to propose, that life isn't just one game, it's at least 3 different games, all running in parallel. Why is it not 100 different games? Because we don't have time to talk about 100 games. I only have time to talk about 3. These people have things to do. I can't just talk here forever. It's 3, okay? Sheesh. Each of the 3 games has its own rules, goals, and rewards. One is about keeping your body alive. One is about chasing external success. And one is about trying to break out of the system entirely. Most people don't realize they've already chosen one of them. And even fewer realize that you can start a game at any time and switch games at any time. So the first game is maintaining the vehicle. So what do I mean when I say vehicle? When you say, I am hungry, or you say, I love you, you're not saying, my body's hungry, and you don't say, my body loves you. You inherently, implicitly separate yourself from your body in the way you think about it, and the way you act, and what you do. So it's your self, your soul, your consciousness inside your body driving a vehicle. This is the intrinsic survival game, the oldest one, the most basic. Eat, sleep, breathe, don't die. You focus on physical and emotional regulation. You learn how to interpret your body's signals. You avoid danger, conserve energy, and seek recovery. This game rewards balance, not ambition. You win by staying alive without breaking down. But here's the catch. It can be an obsessive pursuit to keep yourself perfectly maintained. The second game is making money and gaining status. This is the extrinsic success game. It's the one society shouts at you from billboards and podcasts. It's the one that celebrities represent. You play by chasing wealth, power, influence, and reputation. You climb the ladders, optimize output, scale your reach. The scoreboard, it's salary or followers, titles, and toys. This game feels like freedom until it doesn't, because the finish line moves every time you get close. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your life chasing validation in a system that someone else designed. And the third game I call breaking the simulation. This is the rarest and weirdest game. It's not about surviving, it's not about winning. It's actually about waking up. You start to question the system itself. You look for patterns, backdoors, glitches. You seek transcendental intelligence, not just knowledge, but awareness. Think of players in Call of Duty who stop chasing kills and start exploring the map, looking for places the game never intended you to reach. In this game, winning means stepping outside the scoreboard entirely. So let's take a quick step back and ask, why are these good examples of games we play? These games cover 3 tiers of consciousness or agency. The first one is physical, survival and health. The second one is social and psychological, status and money. And then the third is transcendental, spiritual intelligence plus self-awareness. To some extent, they map cleanly onto Maslow's hierarchy of needs and maps well onto things like video game logic or different levels of the game. Each game reveals something about how observation shapes action. Health, observe signals from the body. Money, observe social systems and incentives. And transcendence, observe your observer, or meta-awareness. So what about things like systems thinking and game theory? Systems thinking teaches us that every system has feedback loops, incentives, and boundary conditions. Each game we've talked about is a different system with different behaviors, trade-offs, and emergent properties. Game theory says every move you make is a strategy, conscious or unconscious, and your outcomes depend on the game you think you're playing. So ask yourself, which rules are you optimizing for, and who wrote them? Also, why can't you fully play more than one game? Well, each game has different rules and rewards. Maintaining the vehicle is about regulation, rest, and internal harmony. Making money demands ambition, hustle, and external validation. Breaking the simulation requires detachment from outcomes, identity, and even ego. The mindset and behaviors that help you win one game actively undermine progress in the others. These are essentially orthogonal, like 3 axes, originating from you, going in completely different directions depending on the game that you're trying to play. Also, each game has its own time and energy loop. Your attention is finite. Energy flows where focus goes. You can't chase more money and live in stillness. You can't detach from the system and optimize for it. You can't biohack your body obsessively and surrender to the mystery of the universe. Every yes to one game is a no to the others. You can switch games, but not multitask them. People might try to hybridize, hustle for wealth while staying grounded, or seek transcendence while tracking their macros in crypto gains. But in reality, each game demands a different identity and worldview. Trying to mix them can lead to burnout, frustration, or existential drift. You can change games, but you can't play them all at once. And you might be thinking, well, what if I don't care about any of these games? You might be thinking, I'm not chasing money, I'm not into health hacks, I'm not meditating under a waterfall, I'm just existing. And that's fair, but here's the thing, that's all still a game. It's just the default mode, the background program that runs when you stop driving. You're still observing reality. You're still collapsing possibility into outcomes at every microsecond as you move through time. You're still playing, you just don't know which board you're on. And with what we know from physics about observation shaping outcomes, about reality wanting to collapse based on your choices, not playing is still a move. So the question isn't, am I in the game? It's, am I playing with intention or just letting this game play me? And real quick, one of the things I do in my videos is promote others' products. And I do that because, number one, it's good karma. Number two, it might be something that's really useful to you or you really like. And it's great practice for when this channel gets monetized, which of course is going to happen because I got to play the game, right? And the product I want to promote today is the Nintendo Game Boy. It's got a really great interface. It's got a controller and a screen built into the same system in a handheld way. And it's all right there and ready for you to play so that you can really have a great time playing Super Mario World on a small platform. What? This is not the product that we're promoting? No? It's something, why didn't you tell me?
You blew it!
The product I want to promote today is Sun Warrior Protein Powder. And this is something I've been using for years now. It's 100% plant-based protein powder, and it's great after workouts or long runs and gets my body regulated very quickly and gets me the nutrients I need after intense workouts. It's low calorie, high protein, and it tastes great. So I really recommend this. I'll leave a link to this product in the description below so you can check it out. All right, back to the video. The second main idea I want to talk about is testing the 3 games through philosophy, systems thinking, and game theory. And on top of that, do a quick check of what game you might be playing if you're unsure. The Maintain the Vehicle game is all about optimizing the body and projecting control. It's not about survival, it's about precision biology. You're not avoiding discomfort, you're engineering performance, optimizing sleep, stacking supplements, fasting cycles, macros, breath work, ice baths. Vanity may play a part, but discipline and control are the real currency here. The body becomes your primary identity container, your dashboard, your science project, your temple. From a systems perspective, this game is a closed loop. You tweak inputs, monitor outputs, and fine-tune the machine. But here's the rub. You're still treating you as a vehicle, and that means you're still inside the simulation.
I think this family should try more vegetarian meals. We'd feel better and live longer.
Vegetables? You've been promoted from side dish to entree.
I don't miss meat at all. This portobello mushroom eats like a steak. A rubbery, fungus-like steak. Oh, Marge, I'm giving birth to a food baby.
I feel like something crawled inside me and took a crap.
Bart, don't use that word. Oh, crap.
Then the money game. It can be addictive and it's designed by others. This game maps cleanly onto game theory's zero-sum models. Someone wins, someone loses. You compete for limited and scarce resources. You chase power and optimize your output. Systems thinking says the problem here isn't the players, it's the system incentives. Promotions reward overwork. Capital rewards consolidation. Growth becomes unsustainable. Philosophically, it's the hedonic treadmill. Pleasure fades, craving escalates. You're always leveling up but never winning. This game feels infinite, but actually it may be rigged to keep you playing.
Your family is fitting in perfectly here. If all goes well at Saturday's ball, I'd love to sponsor you for membership.
Oh, that would be a dream come true. I'll be there with bells on.
Bells? Where exactly will you be attaching them to that mangled Chanel suit?
Oh, don't worry, Marge. Her idea of wit is nothing more than an incisive observation, humorously phrased and delivered with impeccable timing.
Then the transcendence game. It's rare, disruptive, and often misunderstood. This game breaks traditional loops. It's like finding a bug in the code and deciding to explore, not to exploit. In systems terms, you're stepping outside the system boundary to observe it. This allows meta-awareness, but not without cost. You may lose alignment with others. You may face existential loneliness or detachment. You may question meaning itself. Philosophically, it aligns with non-duality and spiritual awakening. Being versus becoming. It's the only game that seeks to stop playing, but paradoxically, you play it by choosing awareness. It's disruptive, but possibly the most authentic game of them all. So time for a quick reality check. Which game are you playing? You might be playing the maintain the vehicle game if you track everything: food, sleep, supplements, recovery, biomarkers. You talk about protocols, data, or longevity more than meaning or joy. You identify more with your performance metrics than with your relationships or your beliefs. This game gives you a sense of mastery, but it can slowly replace being alive with monitoring life from a dashboard. You might be playing the money game if you measure success by income, influence, or efficiency. You're always planning the next move, hustle, or advantage. You rarely stop to ask why you want more, only how to get it. This game gives dopamine, but not always direction, and it can make you forget who programmed the leaderboard. And then you might be playing the transcendence game if you've started questioning your identity, your story, your role in society. You feel moments of deep clarity, but also deep detachment. You care less about winning and more about witnessing. If this game calls to you, it's hard to be ignored. But don't expect applause, because you're playing a game that's beyond the crowd. Another thing I do in my videos is a YouTube shout out to promote another YouTube creator that I think you're really going to like. And I do this because it's good karma, and since they've inspired me to do what I'm doing here, they should get the credit that they deserve. The YouTube creator that I want to promote today is called Brian Johnson, or @BrianJohnson. And if you don't know who he is, he's basically the most well-known and impactful chrononaut, or individual that is trying to optimize their health to not only slow down aging, but to stop aging. He's done a number of experiments, he's very scientific, and he's putting himself out there and he's putting his body on the line to learn how long he can actually live for through these various methods. His videos have great tips on health, diet, and fitness as he tries to extend his life to as far as humanly possible. You can take away from that all of his lessons learned. He's recently added a podcast format where they talk about a number of topics, such as a recent trip to India, where they underestimated how poor the air quality was. Please go check him out, as his videos give great tips on products and practices that keep maintaining your vehicle in elite shape. I'll leave a link to his channel, as well as one of my favorite videos where he talks about optimizing your health with AI and all the implications that come with that. Okay, back to the video. The third main idea I want to talk about is some pro tips on how to play and maybe even win each game. For the maintain the vehicle game, if you're playing the optimize the body game, the goal isn't just health, it's mastery. You're treating the body like a Formula One car, tuned, responsive, and high performance. So the tips to play well are: use data, not dogma. Don't get stuck in fitness tribalism. Track what works for you. Second, build identity around consistency, not intensity. Longevity comes from habits, not heroics. And then third, avoid perfection paralysis. Remember, optimization isn't salvation. You're not becoming immortal, you're just becoming aligned. And don't confuse this game with a guarantee of happiness. It's about building capacity for whatever life throws at you. And the best players know when to rest the vehicle, not just continually rev it up. So for the money game, this is the power game: status, capital, and scale. You're playing in competitive systems, so your tools are strategy, leverage, and perception. So the first tip is to know the real scoreboard. Money is just a tool. What you do with it reveals your actual values. Second, build asymmetric skills. Specialize in things that make you hard to replace. That's where freedom comes from. Third, guard your mind. This game rewards comparison, anxiety, and a lot of grinding. If you're not careful, it will hollow you out. And finally, the best players win and walk away. They design escape hatches into their success, and they don't forget who they were before they started that game. And then finally, the transcendence game. This is the break the simulation game, the rarest, riskiest, and possibly the most meaningful. You're not seeking power or health, you're seeking truth, even if it breaks the frame. So some tips. Number one, detach gently. You don't have to renounce the world. You just stop letting it define you. Second, embrace paradox. You'll feel pulled between ego and ego death, meaning and absurdity. Ride that wave. Third, be still enough to hear the code. That means meditation, nature, solitude. Signal over noise. The best players in this game don't flaunt awakening. They live lightly, love deeply, and move like they've already seen the ending. and made peace with it. Thanks for watching today. As there are often more than one right answer, please go ahead and comment what you think. Is there anything I missed? And what game are you playing that I didn't talk about? What game is out there that we should be aware of? My 3 takeaways are: you're already in the game. Whether you choose it or not, your actions have picked a path. Second, some games won't matter later. What feels urgent now might feel meaningless on your deathbed. Third, play with awareness. You may not get to choose the board, but you do get to choose how you move. If you like what you saw today, please like and subscribe, as it will keep content like this coming your way. And it's my goal to make this content entertaining and funny, enlightening and educational, as well as a little bit nostalgic. Stay tuned as we will talk about topics ranging from consciousness to psychology to philosophy and physics, as well as the intersections in between that affect your thinking and your being. And as I said, this video is the second video in a small series of videos about physics and consciousness. And the next video is going to be about how your thoughts shape your reality. But until then, keep thinking and being, and do not go gentle into that good night.